Okay, welcome everyone. Let's get right into the stock market technical analysis. Again, this channel is all about finding trade ideas before they play out. We're looking for profitable trade ideas. So if you guys find value in that, stay tuned, follow along. Let's get right into the charts. Triple Qs. Okay, so this is pretty much playing out as expected so far. We're still expecting some more rally up to about 279.30 on the triple Qs. This is your tech sector. So again, as of right now, it kind of looks like a bull flag on this hourly chart here. You can see there kind of flagging out there. And if we just take that measured target, this one actually puts us a little bit past the 279. It's actually putting us kind of in between. For now, 279.50, 280, somewhere right in there is likely going to be resistance, all right, as I roll out. It was former support, should be resistance right in that area. And that's the target for now. We're only, at this point, given today's rally, we're about, 2.5% off of that target for right now, so not too far off. I think we can get it here in the next couple days, and that's still the goal. So we're looking for that. Now, if it does rally soon, especially if it happens in the next day or so, we're probably going to have negative divergence showing up on the momentum indicators, telling us that that's likely going to be where we're going to get that sell-off. So at the end of the day, the trade that I'm looking for is up to 279.50 and then probably flip short. The charts have told us that, we're probably going to have a rally back in this trading range down here. And we've started that rally. We're making higher lows, and we need a new higher high, but we've started that rally. So that is it on triple Qs. Let's go to the NASDAQ futures. All right, flip on over there. Just double check that one. Again, this one sold down to support. It was former resistance, which is about 11,184. Okay, you can see how we have that marked out. And then we broke out just the other day. Came down to support, kind of undercut it a little. They're chopping people out, but again, recovered that. And this just looked like, kind of stop rate price action. I was fully expecting it to hold and to rally. So that is it. We look like we're ready to, launch up and make our next leg higher. Maybe it happens on a gap up tomorrow. Who knows? Right now, I've got this level at about 11,495. 11,500, about 2% or so. So I think that's it for, I think we're going to get that here relatively soon. Maybe even open up in the in the morning up there. We'll see. Okay, S&P 500. Here's your SPY. Again, let me just kind of clean this up, but you can see. All right, today we basically, we're here kind of holding at support. We opened pretty much at support at about 386.75, rallied off of that. That was former resistance, okay, is now support. And that's it. It's very simple. We're at support and we want to make sure that we're buying or long at support. And until we see a change of character, we should continue up to our target, which I have right now about 397, it's about 398 roughly. And then if we want to continue a little higher from there, there is the downtrend line, which is about 403. All right, that downtrend line comes in on the daily chart pretty cleanly. If I flip over to there, you can see I've got it marked in blue. All right, so that would be kind of my max bounce target right now. I don't probably care to try to squeeze out every little penny out of it. I'm just looking for that 398 area. And again, I trade the triple Qs. That's what I prefer. But from where we're at now on the SPY, we've got another, almost 2%. All right. So in general, nothing's really changed from yesterday. We fell to support and we rallied off support today. Okay, commodities. Let's look at coffee. Coffee had a big hit today. I want to point this out. So on Joe, on the daily chart, I've got this trend line to watch right here, and it's coming off of June of 2020. You can see we're basically held support through here, but we broke it, so that trend line's been broken for sure. Okay, on the daily chart, that's not good. I mean, until that's recovered, it's a break of that trend. All right, so that's something to watch for. On the daily chart, we have pretty decent support right down in this area on Joe. You can see all the reactions that we had, and it's anywhere from about 40.75 down to about $40. So about $1 range there is decent support. So I suspect if we get down there, and as of right now, it looks like we are heading down there, I suspect that's going to be an area where that Joe's likely going to hold, and it's probably the bottom, kind of looking for that. The one thing that I do know is if we continue down to that support level anytime soon, it's going to be a divergent low. So you'll see here on the momentum indicators on the daily chart, it'll look something like that if we continue lower, and we will probably keep, bullish divergence while hitting decent support. So that's the buy zone for me on that one. 40, anywhere from about 41 down to $40 looks like a pretty solid buy zone. If I go down to the hourly chart here, well, not the hourly because Joe's not that liquid. Let's flip over to the futures, coffee futures here. And recently on this daily chart, you can see we've had this zone here of support, and today that's a sell signal, a breakdown. So as far as I can tell, looks like we are creating this bear flag where we kind of flagging down. You flagged out right here, and then you resume to the downside, and that sets us up for a move. From what I can tell, down to about 121.25, somewhere right in there. Looks to be decent support. So that's what I think. Joe's probably got a little more downside. We're heading down to some major support. And again, the futures, you can see if they, especially if they drop quickly, then we're likely going to keep bullish divergence. So keep an eye out for that. If we fall to major support and we have the bullish divergence in place, then that's likely telling us that we're probably reaching a bottom or a near-term bottom in coffee, and it's a buy zone that I'd be looking for. So we'll watch that. I'll kind of keep an eye on that, but as of right now, it looks like it's heading lower. Okay, First Solar. This one, again, I pulled my short on this back a little while ago when I was expecting the market to rally. First Solar held this level of support right here. All right, we were just pretty much holding support 145. You can see a couple wicks. See the little wicks below. Those intraday breakdowns, and those are stop rates essentially. Again, holding support though at 145.30. So that has to go for a continued move to the downside. We've since rallied off of that, and I did look at the time when I was noticing, especially on the daily chart, you can see we've got the bullish divergence here on the RSI, and it's basically there on the PPO. So I did point that out previously, saying, look, we've got bullish divergence on the daily on both momentum indicators. We held support, and I figured that what we would probably do is run up and make a new high. Okay, and that's exactly what looks like we're doing. It's just a little bit off of that, so I think there's a little more upside, perhaps tomorrow, and that high will be a divergent high. All right, there will be a new high on lower momentum, so that is likely going to indicate the end of the kind of a near-term top in this one, and we'll probably start to roll over after that. So we'll look for a key position. I'll keep an eye on this one, but yeah, I think a little more upside to make a new high. Then we'll probably start to roll over. We'll need to see some signs of a reversal and look for breaks of trendline support, look for all the things we look for. Guys, if you're finding value in the content and you're interested in learning this as a skill set, check out my stock market technical analysis and training course. Link in the description below, priced affordable. Nope, no promises. It's not a get-rich-quick course, but it is a course that teaches you how to read charts, what to look for, and a trading strategy based on technical analysis, okay? Check that out. And then again, in the private group, I was in there this morning telling everyone exactly what I thought I was going to play out. I gave out the levels of support where I thought we would rally off of, and it played out exactly as expected. So if you're interested in getting additional market insights, I'm in there typically every day giving some updates. If I see some interesting trade ideas that I can't get out in a video quickly, I'll throw it up in the private member group. So you get access to all that information relatively quickly. So check that out. Link in the description below. Okay, Lyft. So Lyft continues to rally. So far, it's been a very strong rally. I took my profit. I have a little bit left, but most of my trade I took off yesterday, midday right here at about this 1330 area. Rallied again strong today. We've got some resistance here on the daily right there about 1376. I can see some reactions right through there. So I do think that is likely going to be kind of the limited. There's kind of limited upside before we get a pullback. I mean, I am expecting probably a pullback around here. And then as of right now, it's still by the dip. So if you get that pullback there, maybe it pulls back down to 1213. That's kind of your support area, 1215, somewhere right in there. Maybe you pull back, maybe even do a full back test of the wedge. That's possible as well. But limited upside. So the risk reward to go long isn't very favorable now. It was a lot better down here. It's since rallied 13% or so. So limited upside, I think we get that pullback, and then we'll see if it can hold support and where it holds at. But that's what I have on that one. And then I think the final target's still probably a tag of the 200-day moving average, which is kind of way up here around 17 bucks. GME, I think there's going to be a decent shorting opportunity in this GameStop one. From my perspective, this is a daily chart, and I've got decent support sitting right there at about 1950. Decent support there. You can see we broke right there. That was a sell signal, but created this bullish falling wedge. And if I go down to the hourly, you can see this bullish falling wedge. It has since broke out and started to move higher. So it's probably going to continue to move up to back test this 1950 area from underneath. That would be an objective short right up in there. Again, this breakout there was bullish divergence, kind of pointed that out there. So again, I think there's some more upside up into that 1950 area, and then that's probably the key area to short at. I mean, it's objective to short there. Doesn't guarantee it's going to work. Obviously, give it a little wiggle room because you'll probably have some stop rates and stuff like that. But I think it's an area where it makes sense to take a short position if you're looking to trade it. And even better if by the time you get up there, you've got some negative divergence on the hourly chart or the daily chart. Oil, I don't see much in oil. This is oil futures here. You can see that it's pretty much in a downtrend. We had, not really a negative divergence. I mean, maybe we're starting to come out of it. I can't tell that this trend has changed. So as of right now, still looks like a downtrend and not going to go with any change. All right, no divergences. Nat gas is a little interesting. If I go to the nat gas futures, not the continuous one, but just the actual futures here, then you'll see that we basically have a downward channel here. Kind of broke out, it looks like. If I go to the hourly chart, I've got this downward channel like this, and then I have a breakout just the other day. The breakout had a back test. Basically, just today it was back testing. All right, sorry, I had a phone call. So nat gas back testing that breakout. I think we're heading up. It's it's not my favorite, but and I don't usually like to put big positions on nat gas. They call this thing the Widowmaker, just because it just goes kind of parabolic in all directions. So, but as of right now, I'm looking for a rally up to about 380. It's about 380.03, and then probably up to, you can see this big breakdown candle right here. We also have another level. I need to mark that out. It's right about, it's right in here somewhere. A level of resistance, which is about 414. And then above that, you've got 440. So those are my near-term targets on that one. Bullish divergence on the daily chart. All right. So the low that we're making right in here is a divergent low. So as long as this turns up pretty much tomorrow, then we'll keep those bullish divergences intact, and this would prove to be a back test, and it will likely have started an uptrend if we can start to rally. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, but I don't want to see much more downside. It can chop around here for a little bit, but looking for the upside very soon. Okay, one final one, and then we'll wrap up. Apple. So this is a hourly chart here, kind of looking at this key level. It's about 130.12. You can see all the reactions around this level. All right, there's lots of them. There's another one. So looking for that to hold, and today we were below it, but you can see towards the end of the day, they managed to recover and hold that support. So I think we're probably going to start rallying from here. up to the next level of resistance, which is probably up. Well, we do have a little bit of a level right in here. Let me mark that out. It's right there. So I think that's probably the next move up is about 134.40, somewhere right in there. And then, probably a lot higher, quite a bit higher. But I've got some key levels. Let me go to the daily chart here just to kind of point it out. The main takeaway is that we undercut this 130 area and held it, all right, and recovered it. And so as long as we can hold that from now on, it's going to continue to help the Qs, the bullish case for the Qs. We could rally. Here's kind of the area I think maybe we rally to 151.04. That's a ways up there. I don't know if it's, that's about 15% up. So that's always possible. But again, in the short term, yeah, I'm not actually that confident about that level. I definitely like this one right here, 138. That would be consistent with, I think, the move that we could get in the triple Qs. And that is a move up of about 5%. So maybe the next day or two we see that. But, yeah, that's where my thinking is at right now. So I think we continue to rally, going back to triple Qs, up to the 279.50 area. Possibly the downtrend line, which is sitting at 285, somewhere right in there. To me, it's a zone of resistance right in there. So 279.50 up to about 285 is the zone of resistance. And from there, I think we probably start the next leg lower, but we'll have to see what the charts say. Okay, that's all I got, guys. Drop me a thumbs up. Catch you on the next one.